Hey folks, so as of yesterday, March 24th, 2020, there is a publication in Iceland that has announced that there is now a second strain or mutation of the COVID-19 virus that they have discovered. So Astrology saw this, we called this, and I'll put a link below to the audio, and you can go to the minute and second in the audio where it's mentioned that this is likely going to happen. And I just want to add a few things here now because this is Jesus. I nobody's getting any sleep. Nobody's going to get any sleep. So the first thing is a reminder: viruses mutate. Typically, viruses take a lot longer before you get new strains mutating, especially flu viruses. But viruses do mutate. So this is not unexpected. It's just not normal for it to be this fast. And this is fast. This is like the equivalent of like a blink of the eye, and now the virus is mutating already. Typically, it takes about a year. This is why your vaccines are always a year behind the flu, right? Your vaccinations. So we take vaccinations built on the old viral profile for the flu, and we inject that into people, giving them some boost to their immunity, or at least some parts of the virus. However, there's no way to predict how a virus will mutate by the next year, which is why the vaccinations that we get are not 100% effective in everyone for the current year flu that they're being vaccinated for. Right? So viruses do mutate. We know this. Talked all about that in the COVD video a couple videos back. However, it is rather unusual, or at least I've never heard of it, for viruses to mutate this fast. This fast. So this is serious. And also remember, Iceland is not in the middle of Europe surrounded by, 26 other nations, right? Or in Oklahoma surrounded by, 26 other states. Like Iceland is a little... very not densely populated area up in the far cold north where you really have to make an effort to go visit folks there. So this is serious. A second strain popping up is serious. So with that said, keep your behinds at home. And this is especially for the Americans. So listen, I'm sure this only applies to Trump and MAGA supporters, right? Or defenders. And you know who they are. And I'm sure if you're one of them, you're probably not watching my channel for obvious reasons. But if you know people who are, and they're still out and about and acting like this is nothing wrong and it's only old people that are going to die and it's not a problem, stay away from them. Stay as physically far away from them as you can. The virus, COVD-19, will live on plastic and metal surfaces for up to 9 days after contact. When it is airborne for at least 2 hours. You literally don't even have to touch people to have this virus like going across and at you. Louisiana, where there was Mardi Gras, they have a huge epidemic of COVD-19 cases. And also, surprise, Florida, you dumb damn spring breakers. Like, who raised these children? And I guarantee most of these kids down there in spring break in Florida are all from the deep south, where it's all red states supporting Trump and MAGA and all that sort of, science is not real. Oh my God. So now they're all going back home to their families and they're infecting everyone there after having basically infected all of Florida. We also have a case of a teenager who has just died, the youngest person to die from the virus. We also have a case of an infant who has been tested positive for it, which is the youngest person who is known to have the virus. We are losing doctors and medical professionals because of this virus, because they have to take care of people in these hospitals, and they don't have adequate protection or equipment or beds or oh my God, this is out of control. So the problem is, if you don't know medical professionals personally, or you've never worked in the medical environment, it's very hard to understand how criminally wrong this is to put medical providers in this position where they're literally probably going to die, and in large numbers if we keep this up, because we won't give them the protection they need, which includes us staying at home. Okay, so I just wanted to put that out there. This is not a joke. This is not a test. Stay home for God's sakes. And if you know people and you love them, make them stay home. And if they won't stay home, then do not be a Darwin Award and join them jumping off the cliff, and stay away from them and keep the people you want to stay alive away from them. We're going to get through this to the other side. The question is, who's going to be left when we get there? Right? And there's no amount of Jesus, the church, Allah, or whoever the heck else you pray to that's going to save you from your own stupidity. Science matters. This is the one time when science will save you, not your church. So if you're ready to die and give up your soul to Jesus and go now, then you go right ahead and ignore everybody and go to your spring break, go to your graduation parties, go to your coronavirus parties, go wherever it is you feel you need to go, because the saints and God will be with you. And yes, they will, to collect your soul when you're dead. The problem is, when you're dying, if you're out there running around, you're going to drag everybody around you into that grave with you. And some of us aren't ready to go. And some of us definitely aren't ready to let our loved ones go with you. So, sorry to be so serious and intense, but Jesus, a second strain of the virus in Iceland of all places. Oh my Lord. And Americans are just, we live here, we see what's going on, right? And there are still people who have their heads so firmly and deeply planted in their, yeah. Anyway, apparently this is what it takes. This is what it takes to get other people to see what we see, and they still refuse to open their eyes. So while Mother Nature is sorting this out, and divine providence is doing what it needs to do, let's all do what we can to keep ourselves safe and keep our loved ones healthy and safe as well. And especially the medical professionals who are doing everything they can to do their jobs. So they're doing their jobs, let's do ours. All right, so again, we have a podcast, which is not an hour long, by the way. And the link will be below. The link to this particular podcast, where we saw it in the charts, Astrology called us. It's the minute and second you can find on the audio will also be in the description below. So more to come. Be well. Take it seriously. Bye.